to another video here at the Cheltenham Exchange, where next we will be taking a look at the champion bumper over 2 miles at the end of day 2 of the Cheltenham Festival. We have Facile Vega at the head of the market after his extremely impressive performance at the Dublin Racing Festival. Next in the market is another of the big hitters and my personal favourite in American Mike. Then we have Redemption Day, Mercury, James Gate and Springwell Bay, to name a few more. I'm going to kick this one off. As you both know, I have been keen on him since watching his point-to-point victory, and the one I like the most is American Mike. We got on him at 33 to 1 earlier in the season, and I put him up on our Twitter page at 16 to 1 before he made his debut in Down Royal back in October, where he won as he liked after travelling powerfully into the race. Don't get me wrong, Facile Vega has been extremely impressive though, and when the talk of him come out before his debut run, I did get on some of the 20 to 1 available after we discussed it in our group. However, I am standing by my boy American Mike for the selection purposes. I think a really strong run race is where we'll see him to best effect. We could be in for some finish coming up the straight. John, what about your thoughts?
Well, like Matty, we're pretty similar on this one. Very, keen on American Mike at the start of the season. And obviously the same as you, backed him at 33s. He's been impressive and he's done nothing wrong at all in his races to date. He's also gone down a tried and trusted route for Elliott as well, which is a good sign for this race. And I like him a lot. Then along came Facile Vega, and obviously he's looked very impressive as well, and the Mullins yard think a lot about him. And they also seem to like Redemption Day from their yard as well. And Patrick said, I think, that, they can't really split them when they're working at home. But Facile Vega, looks a machine as well, to be honest with you. So I think it's going to come out the top of the market, this race. It's going to be one of the three. But I'm going to stick with American Mike. I've supported him all season, so I've got to stick with him now, as much as Facile Vega looks the part as well. Also, after Jamie Codd's recent comments, and I think they were tongue-in-cheek when he said that Mike will win by the length of the straight. He's obviously fond of him as well. And Jamie's normally a good judge in these type of things. So I'm going to go with Mike. I don't care if it's the length of a straight or half a length, will do for me.
Yeah, obviously Jamie Codd's other comments, which you take a little bit more seriously, so he's not going there to follow Facile Vega around more than winning by the length of the straight. He's going there with a live chance, isn't he? Ian, what about you, mate?
Well, like you two guys, I have to admit I've backed both. When we discussed American Mike, Christ, it must have been May, June, might have been earlier than that, and we all got on at 33 to 1 at a nice price. And then, as you guys said about the news, that I think Willie Mullins announced it at a racing dinner that he had Facile Vega up his sleeve, so to speak. So I grabbed not as much as you guys. I got 16 to 1 at quite a nice price. But as I've delved into the race, I have to admit I was leaning more to American Mike. But looking at Facile Vega, part of me was thinking, are we going to see another Appreciate It or Kill Crop like they did at the Dublin Racing Festival? Didn't move a muscle, and then come to Cheltenham Festival, were beat. So both of them second, funny enough. But then, to delve into it a bit more, there's I think it was a list of 4 or 5, you might have to bear with me, there's 4 or 5 horses, Sandor Gillane, Khan Funnock, It's Where It Is, and Embassy Gardens had all won their previous races before they met Facile Vega, and then went on to beat them. But with American Mike, a lot of the horses that he faced had already been beaten already. So if you want to call that kind of form, then it's there. But I also see American Mike beat a horse called Gaelic Arc, who was third in the race, sorry, I'm reading my notes here, in December. But it's also beaten by Mila Crooner, who at Dublin Racing Festival had a very good race. So it's close between the two. And then I come across quite an interesting stat, talking about Mullins horses. I've come across Redemption Day. He's only had 1 run. Now, the last horse to win the champion bumper with only 1 run was in 2010, and it was Q card. So we're going back quite a long way. All the other recent horses, Envoy and Fiona, and even Relegated, all had about 2 or 3 runs. So if Redemption Day is going to win, it's going to do it the hard way, and I say make history, not quite, but it's going to be a record that's been there quite some time. I looked at Mercury. I said, looking into Patrick Mullin's comments, he says he may not have much improvement in him and may keep it for Aintree, I think, or maybe Punchestown. And then going into the British hopes, I looked at Our Jester, who's won both his starts. Mullenbeg caught my eye, one at Cheltenham. That could be one. And also Fergal O'Brien's got one called Poetic Music that's won 3 in a row, again, also at Cheltenham. But if you pin me down, I know it's an odds-on shot and not very, I don't know, but price profit, whatever they call it, I'm going to come down on Facile Vega.
Fair enough, mate. Interesting stat about Redemption Day too.
Yeah, so I just see the one run, and I thought I'm going to look into it a bit more in depth. Yeah, so what we're looking at, nearly 12 years on, that a horse has never had to have one run and done that. But can it be done? It could be, but not this year.
Yeah, I mean, looking further down the market, for me, obviously I'm keen on American Mike. I noticed you mentioned Mullenbeg there.
Yes.
And I think we've backed deeply superficial for next year's champion bumper already, haven't we, John?
Yeah, we have, yeah.
Bose will give us that little tip towards that after Mullenbeg won at Cheltenham. He said, go and have a look at the point to point, so we did. Obviously, have to give it a chance, wouldn't you? Each way, maybe. What about Bonte? Is it Bonte? Fergal O'Brien?
I've not written that one down. So I found Poetic Music. I can't say I've come across that one.
I know Alex has mentioned Bonte a few times, hasn't he?
He has, yeah, he likes that.
That's the reason why I'm giving it a mention. Really, I don't think there'll be trouble in the head of the market. So yeah, Ian, you're Facile Vega.
Yes.
Ian, John, American Mike.
Yep, sticking with Mike.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks again for taking the time to watch, and feel free to like and subscribe to the channel.